I just want to disclaim that and say that men out here will hate you more than they love their own children. Okay? Just the fact that this man didn't even care about his own son's first birthday, right? He cared more about making me miserable. He cared more about like beating me down, all because I was like in the mode of, I can't do this anymore, right? I'm getting my power back. Like, I can't continue to be abused like this and live here because I'm finding that power and strength. He decided to like basically exclude himself from my son's first birthday. Horrible, horrible, horrible. And I'm so sorry to my son, both of my sons, for having them around that. So at the end of January, around January 30th, there was another incident, another occasion where this man put his hands on me, wrapped his hands around my neck once again. Here are the pictures to prove it. And I just want to put that there. You survived it, Kianna. You did such a good job surviving it. You're lucky. You're beautiful. And that is his issue. That's not your problem. Kianna, you survived. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You're vibrant. And you're going to help other women. You're going to change the world while doing it. I just wanted to throw that in there for you, girl. Towards the beginning of the month, it's like my soul just like picked up on it. Picked up on my departure, right? I guess my soul knew, but it's like my conscious picked up on my spirit just about to die. And I couldn't survive this place anymore, right? Like if I stayed that day longer, I don't think I would have made it out of there. The way that I would get so sad, the way that, with my kids, the way that I would just take pictures with them, like, and it wasn't just like, oh, taking a picture is like, damn, like, I need these pictures, so I'll have them, have them with me for what's coming. I waited till this man left, okay, to go to work. I dropped my son off at school. I came home and I packed up everything, okay? My little baby went to sleep for his nap. It worked out perfectly. I was able to get so much packed up. I left my bed. I left like the dresser. I left like everything and just took what was important. Mind you, this whole time, I'm so afraid that he's about to come home and like see me packing and like beat me up or something. Like I'm just looking over my shoulder, I'm packing, I'm breathing heavy, like very just scary time for me. Thankfully, he had a long day at work and I was free to pack and maneuver and do what I needed to do to get out. The amount of signs and synchronicities I had the night before, the amount of times God literally told me to get out, okay? The way that I planned to just kind of like naturally leave on the coming weekend, so that way he wouldn't be working, so that way he wouldn't have to miss work. Like, I've totally tried to do this smoothly, right? But the amount of signs and synchronicities that I got on that Monday night, right? This is like a week after my son's birthday and my birthday. The amount of signs and synchronicities I got, like the day, 2 days before I actually escaped, of God telling me to get out. You have to pay attention to signs when I tell you. God told me to get out in so many freaking ways. I'm talking about like 25 to 30 different little synchronicities that were so clear telling me to get out. Y'all, I don't think I was going to make it. I thought this man was going to kill me. I thought that if I stayed even another day, I was not going to make it out of that week. All I did was listen to God at this point because I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll wait. I'll pack up this weekend and just, like, no, God was like, you need to get out now. It's now or never. I thought this man was going to freaking kill me. Let me tell you one of the synchronicities that happened, right? So I'm like, I have my tablet just set up, right? I have my tablet just set up like on my dresser, right? And it's sitting on YouTube. So a YouTube thumbnail pops up, right? A YouTube video is like recommended, just on my YouTube, on the YouTube homepage. I don't know how this type of video even got into my algorithm.
So this type of video that is never on my algorithm popped up on my feed. And the thumbnail is of a woman and a man who look like they're struggling. And the woman is pointing at the camera. And the caption of this video and the title of this video is, This camera may have saved her life. So I'm like, whoa. I watched the video and it goes on to show, I guess these people were in a little bit of an argument because the woman decided to leave. Her boyfriend was cheating, so she decided to leave. She's letting him know, I'm about to pack my bags and leave. This dude didn't like that and proceeds to get on top of her, I guess as if he's going to do something harmful to her. So she points at the camera, which is the picture of the thumbnail. She points at the camera and says, I'm recording, I have a camera. And this man backs up off of her and acts stupid. Like, are you serious? This man was about to kill her because she was leaving. That was my current situation at the time. Literally about to pack my bags and go. And this video, which mind you, this type of niche does not come in my timeline, popped up on my feed. That couldn't have been anyone or anything else but the universe itself letting me know you need to get out, you need to get out quickly, and you need to get out silently. Amongst this incident, a lot of other small synchronicities were revealed to me, but this is just one of them.
I packed up everything. I went to go pick up my son from school with my whole entire car packed. My sister's car. Shout out to my sister once again. She's my lifeline throughout this whole thing. I dropped my children off in a very safe place in very good hands with the woman that I trust. And it just so happened to be my ex's sister, too. So I'm gonna put that there. And I told her the entire situation of what was going on, what's been going on. She was super surprised. She even felt sad and maybe a little angry that she didn't know and she didn't help because she didn't know about it. So shout out to her for taking my kids when I was in desperate need, escaping an abusive man who I thought was going to kill me. I let her know that he's gonna come pick them up later because they're our children, so he's gonna pick them up. I escaped and I texted him and let him know, hey, the children are with your sister. I had to escape because I knew and I felt in my gut that you were going to kill me, definitely harm me, if not kill me, if I didn't get out now. I apologize for it having to have happened this way so abruptly, but once again, I'm an awesome communicator. I tried to tell him, I am here to figure this out together, but I have to do that right now separate from you. Okay, this is not supposed to last forever. This is just supposed to get me like relocated away from this person so he doesn't kill me. I appreciate my life. I have a lot of value. Okay, I feel like I can help a lot of people here on the planet. I don't think my job is done here yet. Okay. So I wanted to pursue that. I don't want this man to kill me. Okay. It wasn't worth it. I let him know, hey, we have business to figure out. I even told him I'm willing to offer up like some rent money because I know he'd be missing out on work that week. I was letting him know, like, let's come up with something for the children, like just all the way being there in this text that I sent to him, right? As I'm escaping. He tried to call, of course, but I had been through a toxic relationship before. I already knew that drill, right? So I knew that if he would call, he would just try to be toxic, be disrespectful, tell me to come home and tell me to. So I didn't even answer the call, but of course, I'm still communicating. I'm still there through text, right? The only thing this man said is, you are abandoning them. You are abandoning them. Of course, that guilt trip, right? So I'm abandoning my children by saving my life. I didn't feed into that. I, just told him, please, let's work something out. I can't be with you any longer. You're very abusive and I can't stay with you any longer, but I am never leaving my children. I am leaving you. I am not leaving my children. So can we please work something out? And from there, he went 0 dark 30, stopped communicating with me, would not even send pictures of my children, wouldn't let me call to talk to my children. So obviously I'm stressed out every single day. I'm worried, like, what's going on with my children. You may be thinking, like, why would I not just go back to the house to check on my children? Well, it's because I don't know what's going to happen to me if I do that. I thought I'd be putting myself in danger if I did go back to that house where this man was already angry that I escaped. Okay. I didn't want to get my ass beat. Okay. And I didn't want my life to end. So I didn't want to risk that. I have a friend, in my family that were kind of like texting me, getting worried too. Like, we don't have any updates on Nibiru, which is my first child from another relationship, of course. He has both of them. So he has his technically stepchild and our baby, okay? And our stepchild, his stepchild, my son, my first son is now 4 years old, right? So he has our 4-year-old and our 1-year-old. Not texting anybody, not communicating with anybody. So everybody's scared. Everybody's saying like, hey, you at least need to go get, my 4-year-old out of that situation because they're afraid that this man's going to hurt our 4-year-old, right? In my heart, I don't think he's a child abuser. In my heart, I did not think that he would actually harm children, but I did, listen to everybody telling me that they were fearful. And so with that, I sent a text and said, hey, basically, we think you're going to harm him, and just go give him to my parents at least. I said something to that effect, right? And mind you, that's from, other people kind of from their fears, from other people's fears. He did go drop off my son at my parents' house, which let me know he's getting all of my texts. He's just purposely not responding, right? Purposely no communication. That honestly was a huge relief to know that my son was okay, to be able to talk to one of my children. Huge relief. But my baby, okay, my baby is still at the home with his dad. Okay, another week goes by and I can't take it anymore. Okay, I cannot take not being with my baby, not seeing my baby or talking to my baby. Can't take the fact that my baby hasn't heard my voice or seen me in almost 2 weeks. So I'm like, okay, I can't take it anymore. Even if I go to this home and this man's gonna kill me or beat me up, I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna go and see my baby because I don't care anymore, right? I did try to plot it to where I thought he was at work, right? During the day he's at work. Maybe, I think he said something about his cousin being there, which is like the only other text he sent. He did say he's at the house with his cousin or something. Oh, it's like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that our son was at the house with, his cousin, being watched by his cousin, being taken care of by his cousin while he went to work. Okay, so cool. Now I know he's at work. I'm gonna just go to try to pop up over there while he's at work, right? So I come pick up my 4-year-old, so we can hang out, right, for a couple of days because I have now relocated to a situation that is just, a temporary situation. I also talk about this in my course, when you escape, you have to find a temporary situation. I go into depth on that. Xscape, women's grounding program. I'm in my temporary situation and I come back to town from that to pick up my son and hang out with him for a couple of days, my 4-year-old. And I say, cool, we're gonna go see my baby, which is his little brother. I pick up snacks, I'm trying to make this like, a happy reunion, right? I pulled up to our old apartment and open the door and everything is gone. Okay? I'm talking about everything. The couch, the mirror that was on the wall, all the pictures on the wall, my bed, okay? Both of my kids' bed. My 4-year-old had a big boy bed and my 1-year-old had a crib, right? They had a dresser in their room. I had a dresser in my room. My vanity mirror that was in there. Their little kids' table. Everything was gone. This man took everything from our home. All of that stuff was bought by me and my grandma. Okay, me and my family purchased all of that furniture that he stole. Okay, most importantly, this man took off with our baby. This is like I mentioned at the first part of the video. This man did something that I thought he would never freaking do, considering he was at risk of serving 15 years for kidnapping a woman's children, which are his children too, but just the way that he did it, he was at risk of serving 15 years for this offense. I never thought in this life he would do that again, right? He took our baby as well as all the other materialistic stuff, right? Took our baby and disappeared. That broke my heart. It broke my heart that I had my son with me to witness that. That was my son's home. He is 4 years old. He doesn't know what's going on. So he had to walk in and see all of that. He had to walk in and see his house freaking empty. Like it was a mess. It kind of smelled bad. Like that's traumatizing. Like, and I'll just pray, that his heart is just so pure and, he's oblivious to what's actually going on because that's so traumatizing. This is his childhood home. This is where he had his mommy and his daddy and his little brother. Like, just men just are so spiteful. Men do not care. Men are so evil. So I had to make sure I told this story the right freaking way. I had to make sure I got this out the right way. I'm going to add a little link to the video here so you can see what our home freaking looks like. How this man left our home, okay? Not caring about who he was going to traumatize. So here we are, current day. It has now been 3.5 weeks since I've been able to see my baby, my 1-year-old precious angel little boy. He hasn't been able to breastfeed. He hasn't been able to talk to his mom. It is so evil. That has been breaking my heart. It's like because I left you, because I left my partner, because of his abuse, the way that he wanted to punish me or to still try to have some type of control on me is by taking our baby, the only thing that I care about now. Tried to take our baby, not tried, he took our baby. So he has some type of emotional pull on me now, some kind of control. Like, imagine being 43 years old in your life and you're worried about more so controlling women than just loving them, than just loving children. Like, I have no words for that. So I have been crying every freaking day. Okay, this might look a little different because I had to switch my phone from my iPhone to my Galaxy, so it might look a little different, but I'm almost done, I swear. A couple of videos back, you can see where I tried to like desperately reach out to my baby, you know, just like praying to God he could somehow see this video. I don't know how he would have been able to. He's only 1 year old. But that's where I was. I was crying every freaking day, okay? Like, I'm gonna go ahead and be vulnerable and say this to my ex who's probably watching this. Like, if that's what you wanted, for me to cry and for me every day and for that to have a control over me, good job. You're trying to like hurt people. Great job, I guess. I don't know, but it did hurt. What made this super ironic is that he had been through, or he told me he had been through a situation where a woman tried to keep his children. Actually, he has 3 different baby mothers, and apparently all 3 of them tried to keep the children from him. All 3, right? That goes back into me being naive and stupid, right? But yeah, even if he was telling the truth, you know, you already went through a situation of not being able to access your children because the other parent was mad, salty, or whatever, and kept you from the children. So why would you do that to somebody else? Really damaged, really hurt, really disgusting soul, disgusting spirit. And I do feel sorry for him. I do feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him for that he's in this horrible energy. The devil has a hold on him. And I also feel sorry for him for all the karma that is coming to him. So to wrap this video up, I am here to say that I release him. I release that situation, all the pain, the trauma, all the hurt that I've endured, all the disrespect that I've endured. I am now releasing that. Okay, you can have it back. Okay, I'm releasing your karma. I have no more control over it. God got it. God got it. And you best be damned. He's going to take care of business, okay? This has been my escape story. I was a stay-at-home mom, so I have to start from scratch now, building up a brand new income, you know, a new career so I can feed myself and get my children back and be able to feed them, and so we can live happily and abundantly. So it does hurt to currently be away from my children, but I'm strong and I know that I will make a way. So with that being said, I release it. I release it to the universe. I'll let the universe take care of everything. Thank you for listening to my story. If you did, I appreciate it. And I hope that it can inspire the next woman who's in this situation to start planning your exit, okay? Get out of there. You don't belong there. You can have a different life with your children involved as well, okay? But it does not have to look like you in bondage, you being bullied every day, and you being not valued ever again in your life. I spend every single day doing my best to build an abundant life for us so we can live in harmony and peace and in love. 444 on the clock. I think that's all. Thanks for watching. My escape program is coming soon. I'm currently in the process of building it. This escape program is a women's grounding program to help women out of bondage, to help women who are currently in situations just like the one that I just explained. I'm creating a system so that women can fall onto something to help them escape. Bye.